Today, we are doing synthetic division. So synthetic division is somewhat of a shortcut when you are dividing, okay? Synthetic division only works if you're dividing by a linear, okay? When I'm dividing by a linear, that means that it's in the format of mx plus b, right? Does that make sense? Because that's the format for a linear equation of a line. Where's my tools? So I can write. There they are. All right. So again, synthetic can only be used when you're dividing by a linear, meaning that we're in the form of mx plus b. Okay. So if it's a quadratic or a cubic or a quartic, can you use this method? No. Answer is no. Okay. The purpose of synthetic division is to eliminate the variables. Okay. It takes the variable out so that all you're doing is focusing on the numbers. Okay. We'll finish that later. All right. So the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna write the coefficients of the dividend so the degrees of the terms are in descending order. Okay. And you're gonna have to put in your zeros if there's missing terms. So you're gonna still use 0 as a filler. Okay. You're gonna set the divisor equal to 0 and solve that. Okay. You're gonna set whatever I'm dividing by equal to 0 and solve for that, and then put it inside the box. And then we bring down the first coefficient. And what we're gonna do is we multiply the outside numbers and we write their product on the inside. Okay. And then we add. And then you repeat the steps. We multiply, add until we can't anymore. Okay. Now, sounds weird, but here we go. So our example here, we have 2x cubed minus 13x squared plus 26x minus 24 divided by x minus 4. All see it? Okay. So if I'm taking this and I'm dividing it by x minus 4, the first thing I'm going to do is only write out the coefficients. So my coefficients are 2, negative 13, 26, negative 24. I'm not missing any terms, so I didn't have to put in 0. After I write my coefficients, I'm going to take my divisor and set it equal to 0. To solve for x, what do I get? 4. So 4 is going to go on the outside. Okay. Some places write this a little different. Some places you may see it where it's just the number and then everything is written a little different. Either way, it's the same process. All right. So to get it going, you're going to bring down your leading coefficient. My leading coefficient is 2. And now you're going to multiply it by the number on the outside. 2 times 4 is 8. You're going to write the product here. So we multiply diagonally. Now we're going to add vertically. So what is negative 13 plus 8? Negative 5. And then you repeat. 4 times negative 5 is negative 20. 26 plus negative 20 is 6. 4 times 6 is 24. Negative 24 plus 24 is 0. Okay. So what this tells me is that x minus 4 is a factor. So x minus 4 is a factor because my remainder is 0. What these tell me is that I'm left with the quadratic of 2x squared minus 5x plus 6. And that's how synthetic division works.
You can do this on anything except for anything that's not a linear.
That's what you only can do with linear divisors. Okay, so now to fully factor this, I divided this and my result is 2x squared minus 5x plus 6. That's the quotient. To fully factor, I already know that x minus 4 is a factor. How do I know x minus 4 is a factor? I got 0. To fully factor, you now just use your factoring skills on on your quadratic. So whether you want to use quadratic formula, whether you want to use Xbox, whether you want to use X in grouping, it's totally up to you, but you use your factoring skills in quadratics. So if I want it to here, I'm going to do Xbox. 2 times 6 is 12. My B is -5. What multiplies to give me 12, but adds to give me -5?
-3.
So we have a what?
-3. Wait, oh,
We have a what?
Like this is -5 and -1. No, -5 and negative. A 5 and a
So the fact you have 1 and 12, you have 2 and 6, you have 3 and 4. Do any of those, will any of those work? No. So that means that this is as factored as I can get.
Wow.
We don't just start making math up. Okay? If you can't go any further, you just stop. Okay? There is no way for me to make -5 out of any of the factors, right? Of 12. I was like, where's she going? I love your determination though. All right. So that's what it means to be fully factored. All right, questions so far?
I was not looking, wait, where we get the 12?
Yeah, we get the 12.
Factoring 2 times 6 is 12. Your B is -4. So you ask yourself what multiplies to give you 12, but adds to give you -5. And if there's no combination, then it's as factored as I can get. All right. Okay, let's try another one. So again, now we have X minus 6. Same thing. You're going to write out your coefficients. What are my coefficients? 1, -2, -25, and 6. Second, you're going to take your divisor and set it equal to 0. So what is X? 6. Agreed? So that's on the outside. To get her going, I bring down my leading coefficient, which is 1. We multiply diagonally, we add vertically. 6 times 1 is?
6.
-2 plus 6 is?
4.
6 times 4 is?
24.
24. -25 plus 24 is? -1. 6 times -1 is? -6. And the remainder is? 0. Okay? Why? What does it mean when the remainder is 0?
X minus 6 is a factor.
X minus 6 is a factor. Okay? So when I'm writing it in as fully factored,
Wow.
I have my first factor. My first factor is X minus 6. Now I'm going to use my skills. So because I've already divided out 1x, instead of it being a 3rd degree still is now a 2nd degree. So it multiplies to give me -1, but adds to give me 4.
Nothing.
There's nothing I can do, right? Can anyone think of anything? Anyone wants to make up anything? No? Okay. So then so we just have x squared plus 4x minus 1. And that's fully factored.
What do you want to?
Just put it on this. Open it. Okay. Synthetic. How we feeling?
Easy.
Doable? Okay. All right. On the back, we're going to do an example. We're going to do this one together, and then the last one's on you. Okay. So notice here, do I have all of my terms?
No.
What is missing?
3.
3. I'm missing x to the 3rd. So when I write out my coefficients, I need to put a what? 0. So we're going to put 1, 0, -10, -2, and 4. I have x plus 3. I'm going to set that equal to 0. So what is my x?
-3.
-3. So we have -3 on the outside. We're going to get it going by bringing down our first number, which is
One.
And now we're gonna multiply diagonally, add vertically. Are you with me? Okay, -3 times 1 is? 0 plus -3 is? -3 times -3 is? 9. -10 plus 9 is? -3 times -1 is? 3. She said 3. She said 3, guys. She said 3. She said 3.
Willow,
Six times 9 is negative.
-3 times -1. Philip. No.
That one's not doing it. That one's right.
Artifact.
-3 times 1 is? -3. And what do we get?
1,
1.
artifact.
So it is not a factor. So we just write our quotient. And what is our quotient? Our quotient would be x to the third minus 3x squared minus 1x plus 1. And we have a remainder of 1.
That's so weird.
What?
What happened to the fourth power, to the fourth power?
You
to the-
divide it out an x. So when I divide something out,
Oh, yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
gonna reduce it, right?
Yes, ma'am.
He's confused.
All right. Are you ready to do the last one?
Yes.
All right, you're on your own. Ask your neighbor if you need help. Okay, I'm gonna get started. So I still want y'all to have time in class to work, and we're now at the 15 minutes marks left in class. So, all right. So what was missing here? Was there anything missing? Missing. So we had to make sure that for our x cubed, we had to put in a 0, right? So you get 2, 0, -9, -3, and 10. Agreed?
Okay, I got no remainder.
We had x minus 2 equal 0. So x equals 2. So on the outside, we have a 2. We get it going by bringing down our leading coefficient. Again, diagonally, we're multiplying. Vertically, we are adding. 2 times 2 is 4. 0 plus 4 is
4,
2 times 4 is
8,
-9 plus 8 is
-1,
2 times -1 is
-2,
-3 plus -2 is
-5,
2 times -5 is
10.
-10. -10 plus 10 is 0. So what does this tell us?
Factor.
X minus 2 is a factor. Okay, so what we're left with, we started off as a 4th degree, we divided out an x, so we're down to a 3rd degree. So we have 2x cubed plus 4x squared minus 1x minus 5. Okay, so now we're here. If I could, I would factor this by grouping. What that, okay, what that means is that I could group the first two and then everyone would have something in common. However, there's no way that there's a GCF that will be in common between these numbers. Do y'all see a GCF that's common between these numbers? No. So then therefore, this is my quotient. My quotient is just 2x cubed plus 4x squared minus x minus 5. My factor is x minus 2 times 2x cubed plus 4x squared minus x minus 5. Okay, so just reminding you, there's a difference. This is a factor. This is a quotient. Okay, what the factors are telling me is that if I multiply these two together, I'm going to get back to my dividend. Does that make sense? Okay, so there's a difference in what when something is asking you. If it's asking just for the quotient, here's your quotient. If it's asking for the factors, you're including both parts. Okay, I want to look at your assignment really quick with you. Don't you have an assignment that you got yesterday over 3? Mm-mm.
I saw no upside down house. There are no
You could have made your upside down houses. Okay, so if you're a person who hasn't did your homework yet or your work, if you, shh, guys, if you go through, you see that you have linear divisors, right?
Yeah.
So if you're struggling with long division, you have the option now to use synthetic on the ones that are linear. Does that make sense?
How we know it's linear?
Can someone tell him how we know if it's linear?
It's linear if it looks like that.
If it's mx plus b, if it makes a line. Like
Okay,
it's
I
the
can go
equation of a
there.
line. Okay, so for example, if I struggled with long division on 1 and 2, could I
Yeah.
do synthetic? Yes, you could, okay? The other thing I want to talk to you about is that when it says, where's f of x equal to 6? So your f of x is just the original. So it's asking you, when is this equal to 6? So it's telling you to take your x cubed, uh-oh,
Maybe like an either or you can block them or something.
huh?
Either or like can be one.
Mm-hmm.
Which one is not linear?
So it's saying x cubed minus 6x plus 6 equals 6. And it wants you to solve that. This is just a review of solving exponentials, like polynomials.
That's the equation.
That's what this is asking you here.
Number 4 is not right.
Okay, so that's what that's asking you.
Yeah, which one's number 4? Oh, yeah, 4, because it has
It's all
x squared
linear.
plus x.
So you need to
minus
solve for x here.
Go for it.
That's not linear.
Oh, my goodness.
This part right here where it says part B, this is wanting you to solve for x. This is just a review part.
Also, we're gonna write that down.
And I'm telling you, that's what you're solving. You're solving x cubed minus 7x plus 6 equals 6. Because it says take your f of x and set it equal to 6.
You gave us the answer.
Huh?
That's the answer.
It's not the answer.
Not zero's not the answer. Okay. On here, it's literally just asking you to find the roots. So you're gonna fully factor and then find the roots. Like what are the x values that equal to 0? And then find your y-intercept. Well, if you're looking for the y-intercept, you should already know our y-intercept, right? And then f of -1 is just telling you to plug in for x and find that value.
Yeah.
And f of -x just wants you to rewrite, substitute in with -x. So the bottom parts are just more review things. Can you here? You can do synthetic if you want as well. Why? Because is this in a linear equation, linear format?
Yes.
Yes. On 4, can you do that?
No.
No, you cannot.
How would you solve that?
Long division from yesterday.
You want us to study this online? Or tomorrow in class?
Tomorrow in class, preferably.
I have a feeling.
All right, 5. Can you do linear? Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
All right. Okay, so that is what you're doing. Get her done and use your time wisely.